There are few people with a name more recognizable than Donald Trump. For decades now, the real estate tycoon has been making headlines with everything from casinos and hotels to reality TV, and most recently, the US presidency. While many people argue about the reality of Donald Trump's wealth given the secrecy behind his financials, there's no denying the influence and immediate recognizability behind the name Trump. However, behind all the fame and glamour lie many hidden details that are overlooked by the media. You may be asking yourself, how exactly did Donald Trump rise to success, and is he really worth the billions he says he is? Well, the short answer is, it's complicated. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Part 1. Origin Story. Born into one of New York's more affluent neighborhoods in Jamaica Estates in Queens, Donald's childhood featured extravagant wealth. He's reported to have had butlers, private chefs, and chauffeurs growing up in this 23-room colonial-style mansion. The source of his luxurious upbringing, his father, Fred, one of New York's most successful real estate developers who had an estimated net worth of over $200 million. Given his high-class surroundings, Donald's childhood was quite formal and strict. His parents were always concerned with presenting this grand image of wealth and success within their family. From luxury cars to the finest clothes, the family image of pomp and circumstance was always a top priority. Growing up as somewhat of a troublemaker, causing plenty of shenanigans, Trump was sent to the New York Military Academy at just 13 years old. He would later attend Fordham University and finally finish his education career at the School of Wharton at the University of Pennsylvania. Following his graduation, Trump dove headfirst into the real estate game and would get his first glimpse of fame and success. To the public, this is the beginning of it all. Growing up, Trump was always very competitive and driven. He always had one overarching goal in everything he did: to win. Winning. It's all he ever talks about. In his early years in real estate, it seemed all Donald was doing was winning. Very early on in his real estate career, Donald transformed the struggling Commodore Hotel into the Grand Hyatt. There is the ever-famous 68-story Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, which is now home to his 3-story penthouse estate. Then there's the Trump Plaza Hotel on 61st and 3rd, his collection of casinos including Trump's Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, Trump's Plaza Casino, and Trump's Castle, just to name a few. Donald claims he took a small loan of $1 million from his father to get his start in the real estate game. While the true number he was given by his parents is contested and impossible to verify, what is less spoken of but incredibly valuable was something that his father gave him at birth: his name. Having the last name Trump, Donald had instant credibility and the most exclusive connections in New York. Investors gladly gave him their money because of the groundwork laid by his father. This foot in the door gave Donald a huge head start and played a factor in why he was able to gain so much traction at a young age. Through the 80s and 90s, Trump's fame and fortune exploded, with his name on skyscrapers, casinos, resorts, and golf courses all over the US. The public really began to learn his name and his stunning reputation for winning. His prowess and success brought Donald to Hollywood, with stints in programs like Home Alone 2 and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Everything seemed golden for this business tycoon, but was this really the case? Was Donald winning as much as he said he was? Part 3. Worldwide Fame. January the 8th, 2004. The premiere of Trump's hit reality TV series The Apprentice. Although the Trump name was well known before the show, especially in the United States, this primetime series would skyrocket Trump into worldwide fame. This show transformed Trump into a global celebrity, and for many years, millions would tune into his show just to hear his famous catchphrase, "You're fired." His TV show was the perfect platform for Donald to continue promoting his persona of being a winner. On The Apprentice, he was always winning. He talked about winning, showcased his major wins, and never really stopped promoting that he was, in fact, a winner. To the public, Trump was a winner. He was a supposed billionaire, had his own reality TV program, and his name was seemingly everywhere. The show was extremely popular and brought in a cool $427 million over the course of its time on the air. Brands couldn't help but jump on the Trump train. Trump began licensing his name like crazy. Being the great self-promoter he was, his name was extremely valuable. Everything he touched seemed to turn to gold, and brands were lining up with their licensing offers. There was Trump Steaks, Trump the Game, Trump Vodka, Trump University, Trump Airlines, Trump Magazine, the Trump Network, and many more. Too many to list in one video.
I do a book and it becomes the biggest bestseller. I do a game and it becomes the biggest game in America today. I do things, and for whatever reason, it seems to work.
Yet despite all this growth and success over the past 15 years, how is it that Donald only had to pay income tax for 10 of these years? Is it possible he wasn't making the insane sums of money everyone thought he was? Was Donald the supposed winner he always claimed to be? Part 4. The Underlying Truth. Yes, you heard that right. And you've probably seen the news headlines surrounding Trump's secretive and suspicious tax returns, having only paid federal income tax in 5 of the last 15 years. As it turns out, in the 10 years Trump paid no tax, it's because he wasn't making any money, often losing tens of millions of dollars in a single year. His greatest performance yet is 2016 campaign year, where he lost almost $1 billion. But what about all of his businesses, his licensing deals, and all of the ventures that made him so famous? Well, let's take a look at those. Trump Airlines, bankrupt. Trump Magazine, folded during the Great Recession. Trump Mortgage, done in 2007. Trump Steaks, sold almost no units and went bankrupt. Trump's travel site, GoTrump.com, went under in 2007. Trump Vodka lasted only 2 short years and folded in 2009. Trump the Game, bankrupt. Trump Beverages, I think you're seeing the pattern here. Trump University, one of his greatest performances yet, charged students upwards of $35,000 for success mentorship, causing students to take out student loans for a program that provided no degree. There have been numerous class action lawsuits from former students regarding Trump University. But Trump is a real estate developer. These are just spin-off businesses. His real money came from his property developments, right? Well, not exactly. The infamous Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City went bankrupt with over $3 billion in debt. The Trump Marina Casino, the Plaza Casino, Trump Entertainment Resorts, all went bankrupt. Trump Tower in Tampa went belly up too, and he got sued by many of his tenants for misleading business practices. Donald Trump is a businessman that has had his hand in so many cookie jars, with stakes in companies across many industries in multiple different countries. Combine this with the vast spreading of rumors, disinformation, and the fact he is so secretive about his financials, it's impossible to know how much this man really has, how much he owes, and where everything is located. Regardless of the true numbered amount of Trump's net worth, there is no denying the impact he's made on the United States and the rest of the world. He's lived a life unlike anyone before him, filled with plenty of highlights, scandals, controversies, wins, and losses. Whatever the case with Donald, it's almost always safe to say that there's more than meets the eye. And there you have it, a glimpse of light into the complex business career of Donald J. Trump. Of course, I missed out on a lot of the intricacies in this video. A full biography would be too vast for me to cover in a single video. Even if some of his stories aren't verifiable, nobody can deny that Trump has lived a fascinating life. He's made a habit of generating headlines, a pattern that's unlikely to change anytime soon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to stay tuned for future videos. Also, comment down below your thoughts. And with all of that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day.